The release of Season 3 and the final season of Ted Lasso is just around the corner. So for this week, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun. We're going to be doing a little 4-4-2 BELIEVE tactic. I've tried to make a tactic which is very similar to that of Ted Lasso. It's not the best tactic in the world by no stretch of the imagination, but if you're going to do a save with AFC Richmond, this is going to be the tactic for you. I've tested it with Richmond and 3 other sides, so without further ado, let's get right into this video. What is going on there, guys? Kempy here, and welcome back to the channel. And welcome to the channel on a week where I'm very, very excited for. I'm a massive fan of the TV programme Ted Lasso, and today I've made a tactic which resembles his 4-4-2 high press, believe in hard work system. Like I said in the intro, it is by no means the best tactic in the world. The results are decent. They're not fantastic, but, you know, they're good enough. And we've had some very good results of higher teams as well. It's a 4-4-2. It's a gegenpress. But more importantly, it's with AFC Richmond. And I've downloaded a mod from the 2022 version of FM. Slightly altered it myself to make us a Premier League side where in real life, this is where they are in, I say real life, it's a TV show, but this is where they are as we pick things up in the series of Ted Lasso Season 3. So it's very, very exciting. In terms of the club itself, you've got the club info, you've got Isaac McAdoo, you've got Cumberbatch, you've got Jamie Tart, you've got Danny Rojas, you've got the kits in the game, the badges, it's all absolutely beautiful. And if you go into sort of the board, you've got Rebecca Welton, you've got Leslie Higgins, and you've even got Coach Beard. Now, if you do download this save, or download the file that I'll put in the link down below, Ted Lasso is actually the manager. Obviously, I've come in as the manager and sort of overtaken him, which I do feel bad for. Good old Ted, he gave up this position, but we do still have Coach Beard by our side. So it's a really, really cool formation, cool sort of database, to be honest, to download. And I had to make a couple of videos on it because I'm a huge fan of the TV programme, and I'm sure you guys all are too. It's on Apple Plus. If you don't know, if you've never watched it, please go and watch it. Finish this first, please, and then go and watch it because it's great fun and it is just a fantastic programme. And if you like football, if you like comedy, if you got something to watch, give it a watch. It's fantastic. You can see, obviously, first season we have simmed AFC Richmond. We've come 15th, which, to be honest, with the side you've got, isn't actually that bad. It's not an awful season by any stretch of the imagination. You've got all the players in here from the game. What I've done is I've obviously turned off transfers and made it so it's the players from real life, from the programme. So you've got Sam Abasanya, you've got Danny Rojas, you've got Jamie Tart, you've got Isaac McAdoo, the captain, you've got Thierry Zero in goal, you've got Mo Cumberbatch, you've got Babatunde, you've got there's surely some more in there that I just can't think of the top of my head. Colin Hughes, for example. But yeah, we have made a 4-4-2 system, and it's done okay in the Premier League, to be honest. It's not the greatest in the Premier League. It's quite a difficult formation to get right, I think, the 4-4-2, especially since this latest update. But when we go through the tactic itself, I'll show you sort of the principles we are going with. For Barcelona, it done very well. We won the league, knocked out in the UEFA League round of 16, which is a little bit annoying. And didn't win any cups either, but we did win the Liga Santander. Obviously, joint on points of Real Madrid, but that goal difference coming in clutch. Goals-wise, Lewandowski smashing it, and Ansu Fati doing very well as well. Ferran Torres, Rafinha, and Lewandowski there is playing in the Danny Rojas role, which is interesting that he got a lot more goals than Ansu Fati, which is quite cool to see, actually. In terms of the data hub itself, the formation did quite well. 2.61 goals per game, 0.82 conceded. And if we go more in-depth in the Liga Santander as well, on the team overview, we scored the most goals of 99 goals, which is very good to see. But one thing that the tactic isn't the greatest at, it's not conceding goals. Real Madrid this year conceded 12. We conceded 31. But we did win the league, and that is all that matters. And on goal difference, we absolutely smashed them. So goal scored, we did very well in this formation. That's just Barcelona. We go to PSG. Kylian Mbappe rather enjoyed this formation as well. He played as the Jamie Tart role. Leo Messi playing as the Danny Rojas role. Liked it quite a lot. Neymar out on left mid, obviously a little bit further back than he'd like to be playing in real life. Carlos Soler as the right winger. 19 assists, I have to say, is very, very impressive. He was playing the Sam Abasanya role. So say what you will, that's not too bad. 2.82 goals per game, conceding just 0.63. Obviously, we did win the Champions League, knocked out by RB Leipzig. We did win the Trophy de Champ and runners-up in the Coupe de France as well. But 83 goal difference, 94 points. Like I said, it is not going to blow the formation tactic world out of the water. It's more just a bit of fun to play like Ted Lasso and believe you are going to do bits. And in the Championship QPR, we finished just outside of the playoffs. Obviously, again, all of this is simmed, so I pretty much set the tactic up. I don't do any of the team sheet. I can't control injuries. I can't control anything like that. But, I set the team up to what it can be and then pretty much just press sim. And to be fair, it's not done awful. 1.54 goals per game, 1.2 conceded. QPR right now in real life are sitting in 20th position. So I think they'd take 7th looking back at it. And I certainly would have at the start of the season when I was going to quite a few QPR games until Mick Beale left. So that was a bit heartbreaking. But we're going to look at Richmond because that is who we really want to concentrate on. And Jamie Tartt and Danny Rojas dominating all of the goals pretty much. And that's a real problem with this team. There's not a lot of goals coming from elsewhere. And I think it's more down to personnel than anything. You've seen in the other formations, you've got goals coming from the left and right wings. You've got the strikers doing bits, but there's nothing else from anywhere else in this Richmond team, to be honest. You've got Danny Rojas, who looks fantastic, by the way, in this download. He looks brilliant. He looks fantastic. 16 finishing, 16 bravery, 16 determination, the pace, everything there. And Jamie Tartt, also doing very well. 16 finishing, 16 composure, 16 determination, 16 pace, 16 off the ball, 17 technique. And he's obviously going to be a cocky little lad as well. The only thing that I didn't find in this is there's no sign of Roy Kent. I'm not sure if it's because it was probably created before we knew the Roy Kent storyline of being a coach. Possibly. Samuel Basanya looks very good as well. A very quick, pacey right winger. Great determination, good technique, crossing and dribbling as well. And is worth an absolute bomb. So he's just good fun. And the tactic itself, like I said, it's just fun. It's just good fun. Sweeper keeper on defend, take fewer risks and tackle harder. Full back on support on the right, cross from deep, run wide of balls, stay wider. Full back on support on the left, the exact same. Two central defenders, both with take fewer risks. I feel like the Ted Lasso style of play is just defend solid and then try and get it down the wings and just when you're not in the possession, work for the ball. So in the centre mid on support role, we've got dribble less, shoot less often, tackle harder. Centre on defend, dribble less, shoot less often. Right winger on an attack, just tackle harder. Left winger attack, just tackle harder. Pressing forward and attack on roam from position. You often find Danny Rojas in the series, dropping into different roles and scoring bicycle kicks and missing penalties and killing dogs. If you don't know, get to know. And advanced forward on attack, you've got the Jamie Tartt role, the I'm going to score all the goals role, the take more risks, the dribble more, the shoot more often, the tackle harder. Just a bit of fun in it. A positive mentality, low crosses, focus play down the left and the right, high tempo, slightly short and passer directness, playing fairly wide, playing for set pieces as well. You always see him with a free kick or a deep corner, something like that. Counter press and countering, distributing quickly to the centre backs and taking short kicks. As high press system, I've gone with a standard defensive line purely because if you have this line any higher on a 4-4-2, I find you get absolutely murdered on the counter attack. So I've gone with a standard defensive line. That is the one thing I've really put on other than sort of tackle harder, but to be honest, I'll probably put that on anyway. That's sort of the thing that I'm putting on every tactic I'm making at this point, because putting it too high up, I'm getting murdered on the counter. So standard defensive line, but obviously a high press, trigger the press as often as possible and prevent the short goalkeeper distribution. That's the tactic. That's the fun of playing with AFC Richmond. And what I'm going to be doing as well is I'm doing a little 10-year a rebuild simulation type thing. Again, it's nothing serious. These next couple of days, I've got a very busy weekend ahead of me as I record this. Previous to the weekend, very, very busy. So I've tried to make something a little bit more fun and relaxed for this week. And as we go into the new schedule on the channel of Mondays doing tactics, Tuesdays doing rebuilds, and Mondays doing tactics, Wednesdays doing rebuilds, Fridays doing tactics, Sundays doing rebuilds. I thought this would be a great way to kick it off. And with the introduction of Ted Lasso coming back for season number 3, I thought there was absolutely no better way to kick it off because I love the programme and I know it's got a great audience. And I know you guys, if you want to, can play like Ted Lasso with this tactic. Keep an eye out on Wednesday for a nice little 10-year sim. See what we left all the transfers to the lady in charge, Rebecca, I think her name was. We left all the transfers to Rebecca. Let her go wild and see if she can find anyone to hire. Hopefully no one to interrupt with her little affair with Samuel Basanya. But yeah, been a pleasure making this video. It's been a pleasure downloading this as well. I'm going to drop the link in the description down below. There is a few bits you have to download and put into different files. If you've got any questions, I can try and answer them. Pop them down in the comments down below and I'll always try and help you guys out. One thing I will ask as well, if you can just make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also follow on all these wonderful things here, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, everything. We do everything around here, so come and follow on us, all the things. That would be fantastic. But thank you very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep believing.